Hello Canterbury and welcome to Canterbury Live on Wednesday the 13th of May. Now this morning, before we get any further in the show, just wanted to say a special, I don't know, it's so awful, an earthquake, we've all been through it, but now the poor Nepal families and that are going through, there's been a 7.3 earthquake happen and they've lost, up until about 20 minutes ago, another 68 have been killed. It just is not stopping at all and they need all of the resources that they can get. And we know we met the Nepalese friendship community. Well, here is their website for their fundraising. It's givealittle.co.nz/cause/NZ 4 Please, if you can give generously, they need even more so resources to assist, and the thoughts do go out to the Canterbury Nepalese community. Rightio, the UE Logitech Mega Boom. It has been very, very popular indeed. To enter, really easy, but check this out first. Too cool indeed. Yes, and you can take it in the shower. Why wouldn't you? Very nice indeed. All you need to do is just go to our Facebook page, make sure you like us and leave a message with your details, and this bad boy could be yours. And it's all, of course, because of New Zealand Music Month. Our legendary band, and you can hear in the background now, is She Hard, and we have one of their CDs to give away today. Really cool. Next to it, movies. Love going to the movies. And you could, thanks to the Hoyts family, win a free guest pass to head along. Over my shoulder, awesome merchandise. Thanks to New Zealand Music Month, we've got a great t-shirt, black on black, very cool, and an awesome bag. Yes, we do. And over my shoulder, thanks to Ira Mitchell Kirk, that gorgeous painting, and you can spot little instruments that are hosting in there. So very cool indeed. And for all these, all you need to do is just call through to 3777 033 or go to our Facebook page and leave your details. Phew, don't say we don't give you anything, jeepers creepers. Rightio, on today's show, we need to get healthy, and the gorgeous Mercy joins me in the kitchen for Foodie Fix, and we're making smoothies, very nice indeed. And Diane is back from Retropolitan, love it when she comes in. Last time, remember, she had the Womble, very cool. Uncle Bulgaria, or Uncle Bully as I like to call him. I can't wait to see what she brings in for us. But first, we all love stories and we can read them, but there is a definite art in telling a great story. And we are so lucky today because we have one of the best that is in our studio. So check out this woman in full flight, Regi Carpenter.
So when I was a kid, I always knew I wanted to be a storyteller. I always felt like I was going to grow up to be an artist. And this feeling continued all the way through my teens. So I told my mom one day, and she said, "Regi, that's great. Always follow your heart, but use your head. I think you should take some secretarial classes because a girl always needs something to fall back on." Did I listen to my mother? Of course not. And I did grow up to become an artist. But in 2009, when the total American economy failed, I was out of a job, and I needed something to fall back on. So I decided that I should combine my love of walking and my love of dogs and become a dog walker. How would I advertise, though? I thought, that's really a good question. I mean, it's very important to get the right kind of clients. A friend suggested that I put an ad on Craigslist. But what kind of dog do I want to walk, I wondered. I pondered this question very deeply. Well, there are probably some old dogs just sitting around at home who need some special companionship. Or what about a sick dog? Now, I would be good with one of those. I imagine myself to be the Florence Nightingale of canines. That would be a good thing. Or maybe there's a dog who needs some medication, or possibly even a dying dog who could use some hospice care. So I composed this ad. Do you have a dog who could use some one-on-one time? Does your dog need some special companionship? Would your dog benefit for some special touch? If so, call me. That's a great ad, isn't it? Fantastic ad. I love this ad. Well, I was completely shocked when 3 or 4 days went by and I got no response to the ad. What's going up? This is such a great ad. I mean, it's an ad for the underdog. Who couldn't fall for that? But so I went back onto the Craigslist server and saw that my ad had been pulled for suggestive comment, with the possibility of belonging to a prostitution ring. I reread my ad through that interpretation. Could your dog benefit from some one-on-one time? Could your dog use some special companionship? How about, would your dog enjoy some special touch? Now, when viewed through the eyes of that particular interpretation, the basic dog commands take on a whole new meaning. Sit, Rover. Down, boy. Down. Roll over. Oh, wait. 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 Come, boy, come. Good boy, good boy. Well, the economy got better, and I did go back to my job as an artist. But you know, I'm still walking dogs, because a girl always needs a little something to fall back on.
And there we go, and the beautiful Regi Carpenter. That was fantastic. Hysterics are happening in the control room, which is just wonderful. What a fantastic story. Welcome to Canterbury.
Thank you. It's my first time.
Yeah, is it your first time?
In New Zealand.
You're a Canterbury virgin. There's a story in that, surely.
I know.
Yeah, maybe
it's a very short story, though.
Does everyone have a story, Regi?
Everyone has a story. More than one. More than one. And when we know our story, we know who we are.
So are you sport for choice when it comes to your gift, your art of storytelling?
What does that mean, sport for choice?
Well, you just have so many options, I guess. That's it.
Yeah. Well, the application of story is pretty far-reaching for children, for teens, of course, as they're trying to find themselves, for adults who are often asking, who am I? Where am I going? Where have I been? People at their older ages, they're kind of wondering, what's the meaning of my life been? And then the application of story in business, of course, is who are we as a corporation? What are our values? How do we connect with our audience, our buying public? So the application of story is really far and wide.
So for you, as a child, do you have someone that was a storyteller to you?
No, my dad told a lot of dirty jokes, though.
Nothing wrong with the dirty joke.
Yeah, it was great. My favorite was, I didn't understand this story, well, it was really a quip. So my dad was in the hospital a lot when I was a child, and he came home one day and he said to me, yeah, Reg, had a circumcision, 12 stitches, an inch apart.
How old were you?
I don't know, but the next thing, probably 6, the next thing I heard was my mother shouting out, Carl! So okay, so you do a bit of a chip off the old block then. Obviously your father was a bit of a storyteller in his own way as well. Oh, very much so.
Yeah.
But the greatest stories, I was fortunate enough to grow up on the St. Lawrence River in northern New York in the United States, just a couple of miles from the Canadian border. And so the stories that I heard were really more about my father, who we were 4th generation river rats is what we're called.
Right.
And he would take me down and he would point to someplace on the river and he would say, you see the color of that water? That's the color when the current's going too fast. You don't want to swim out there. Or he would say, you see how the water's rippling over there? That's where the fish are going to be. And so he taught me to listen to stories that are beyond language. And that's really was the most touching thing for me. So,
do you think we're losing the art, though, of listening to stories in society at the moment?
well, we often hear that, but I think that it's always been a challenge for people to learn to listen, to quiet down. There's a lot more distractions for us, but I never think storytelling will go out, because people need stories. We're actually wired for sociability, to belong to a group. We're not hardwired for aggression, as we're so often told. That's against our basic human instincts, because we know as social animals that we need one another, and stories are the reason that we find one another and stay together.
They're a thread that keep us together.
Yep.
And tonight, very exciting, you will be performing tonight, which is awesome.
I know it.
So tell us about, you're at Orange Studios, which is at 1063 Ferry Road tonight. Very cool indeed, at 7:30.
Yeah.
What can we expect? You've teased us with that awesome story.
We're going to have a ball. Well, first there's some local people who will be performing. There's some musicians and some other storytellers, so that'll be a nice community event. And then I'll come on and I'll regale everyone with stories of where I grew up, the most beautiful place in the world on the St. Lawrence River. But stories of belonging, stories of fun, just really outrageous things that have happened. So a combination of personal stories and traditional stories. But of course the main thing to look forward to is that stories bring us together, and we'll have a community event that will help us remember why we seek each other out and what's the most important thing in life, which is our relationships to ourselves, to our environment, and to something greater than ourselves.
Good on you. It's been an absolute pleasure.
And you too,
Regi,
my friend.
And all the best for this evening.
Thank
you. You can walk my dog any day, darling.
Baby.
Yeah, hello. We'll leave it at that. Rightio, stay with us after the break. We're making healthy smoothies. Yes, indeed. See you soon. And that is She Hard. I know it's a little bit hardcore, but it'll wake you up if you're not awake already. Rightio, it is time to head into the kitchen. Love this time of the month when I catch up with Mercy. She really is our own little Martha Stewart. Well, today we're making some healthy smoothies. Oh, yes. Yeah. Well, smoothies, Mercy, I'll be honest with you, something I probably should embrace, but I'm a bit, ugh.
Well, I think there is a little bit of a stigma with them, because when people think of green smoothies, they think of broccoli and lettuce and every single green plant that you can think of chucked in, mulched up, and then they get a little bit like, oh, it won't taste very nice. However, how I make my green smoothies is I do 60% fruit and 40% green leafy greens. So it means that you don't get that bitter taste in there, which is always what you want.
Exactly.
And because winter is on its way, it means that, you know, the flu season's coming, you often get colds and coughs, and these are a great way to get fruit and veggies in your diet, immune boosting things without actually thinking about it.
Yeah, I love that.
Yeah.
I know it's very vogue here at CTV. Everyone says a little shakers they walk around with and that. So the green one, what goes in that one?
So this is what I like to call the beginner smoothie. So in this one we have a cup of spinach, then we have our pineapple, so half a cup of pineapple, half a cup of mandarin, and then we also have a banana.
Right.
So that's again the ratio. That's our fruit and our veggies.
Oh, these are lovely. Aren't they lovely colours though? If we look at that.
And then we also have a cup of water. Now with your liquid base, you don't have to use water. Some people use coconut water, coconut milk or almond milk. Just whatever you want to use to give it that little bit of lubrication so that you're not trying to get it in your mouth.
Oh, yes.
Yeah.
Just pulp.
Just pulp, yes.
Yeah.
You want it to be a delicious drink.
Good on you.
So, if we get started, take the top off this. So first things first, it's always best to do your leafy greens first. Reason being is that if you put it all in at once, usually you get chunks. And chunks aren't very nice.
No, they're not.
So we'll put all of that in, and we'll also add our liquid base just to get it moving.
Good old water, nothing wrong with water. Kale is the big cool thing, the new Uber food they're calling it.
Yes, yes.
Do you use that?
I do actually. I love kale. There's a bit of a joke about it in our office because I'm actually obsessed with kale and I eat it, I have it with everything. My go-tos are usually either spinach or kale.
Right.
And kale works really well. There's so many nutrients in there. So that's all
awesome
mulched up now. Oh, I know. It just looks so good for you. So good for you. So next we put in our fruit. So I'll just put in... Now this recipe, actually, usually I make it with mango, but as mangoes are pretty expensive at the moment, I decided to substitute it for the mandarins, which are really cheap.
And pineapple?
And pineapple as well. And then I just break up my banana into little bits so it's a little bit more digestible.
Rightio.
So we'll get this going, get this all whirring up. Oh, I can get that stuck in there. So that all pulps up.
And coconut water, you talked about that. That's sort of a vogue thing to use now as well, isn't it?
Yeah, there's been a lot of research at the moment coming out about how good coconut oil and water is actually for you, and a lot of people are actually moving away from their canola oil when they're cooking and using the coconut oil instead.
Yum.
It's supposed to be really, really good for you. And another thing you can also do with these smoothies is on top you can put the chia seeds. I'm not quite sure how you say it, but you've probably heard of those. They're also another really good health food.
It's actually a bizarre thing to see it. If you buy them, if you ever see them, they're just little black seeds, but you add water and they come quite glutinous.
Yes.
Don't they? Yeah. Triathletes use them quite a lot.
Yes.
It's a quick shot
Yeah.
of energy for them. Rightio, so let's pour it out.
Another good one is, I don't know if you've heard of it, but hemp seeds. Nothing to do with marijuana. There's no THC. It's completely legal. That's also a really good
all
one.
natural.
Yeah, all natural. And then it just pours out really nice and smooth. And there you go. You can actually smell it in the studio. It actually smells really
gorgeous,
good.
Isn't it? That colour is just vibrant. And I love how you've topped off there just with the little straw as well.
Did you want to taste it, Andrea?
I think I'll have to. No pressure.
It's actually really nice and refreshing.
The banana's quite prominent there.
Yeah.
A little bit of pineapple. But sincerely, I cannot taste the green part of it, which is really yummy.
Yeah.
Thank you so much.
No
Great.
worries.
That's Foodie Fix for another week. And thanks to Mercy, do you like my coat? Yes, do you? Well, after the break, Diane Ramsay's here from Retropolitan, and this could be yours. See you soon. Yes, this jacket, it's a little bit hot, fair to say, Diane, but it is beautiful. I can't believe it is in such great condition. Can you tell us about it?
Well, it's just one of the things I've bought over the years, but it isn't real fur, which is quite a benefit. It's the Astrakhan. Why don't you stand up and give us a little...
I'm going to throw things out. I'll quietly stand up.
Yes.
So what is it called? Astrakhan?
This is Astrakhan, which was a curly little, originally, I think there might have been fetal lambs from Russia or somewhere like that, and they were born with this curliness, but this is all synthetic. And this is a very good synthetic fur as well. So
no
you've
animals
got
were harmed.
all the glamour, but with a clear conscience.
With a clear conscience, I love
Yes.
that. And just quiet, I think Marianne at reception has been eyeing it up. We might have to
It's very heavy, did you notice?
Yes,
yes,
very
and very
much so.
warm. Because it was from the days when people wore coats to keep warm. They didn't have a car.
Right.
So they might take the tram and then walk to the theatre or to dinner or whatever. And so they needed to be really warm.
But we could wear this day to day, though.
Well, you could.
You could.
Yes.
So to viewers at home are thinking, how much for that beautiful coat? It is $170, which is very good for the quality and
Yes.
the keep. That is a fantastic buy. I think it's just gorgeous.
That's
but enough
lovely.
about me and the beautiful coat. I want to talk about this because this
Right,
brings
well,
me back to
you
childhood.
mentioned fashion, that you'd like me to talk about fashion, and I just thought how much it's changed because when I was a teenager, I didn't actually have a curler caddy. but I was very envious of those who did. I did, however, have the rollers, and they were big rollers like this because you wanted a lot of boof in your hair. And when people are going to a 60s party, I always say to them, don't just wash and blow wave your hair. That'll spoil the whole effect. Nobody had natural hair. I mean, it was always set. And I worked with the head beautician in the DIC when I in the school holidays.
DIC, now we're going back in time.
Right.
I remember
now,
DIC.
she had her hair set every Friday, and the rest of the week she wrapped toilet paper around it every night to sleep, so that in the morning she would just tease it up with the comb, her beehive, until the next Friday.
Wow.
So we didn't wash and blow wave our hair every day. We had this agony.
Crikey, you'll be keeping your partner, don't even touch me, don't even think about it. The hair.
And then if we wanted to go to Brighton on a Saturday and the curlers were in for Saturday night, we had these lovely little hoods and everybody had them.
Wow.
And that kept you looking respectable and also kept the set in. And
how wonderful.
If it started to rain, you'd take this out of your purse and you'd have this little pleated. And these are often given away by department stores or so on as their Christmas.
Oh,
because your hair, you'd paid to have it set or you'd spent a lot of time.
It was an investment.
It had to stay for a few days. I know. So that's how fashions have changed.
I think I'm going to be one of those nanas. I will go on the Friday and get my hair set. I just foresee it happening. I foresee it happening. Now, over here, you've got some gorgeous silk scarves.
Well, these are just a bit of a blast from the past because ladies had, or women had, drawers full of them. And some of them are so exquisitely soft and silky. And some are the traditional paisleys. Some of them are sort of souvenirs. This has got some Welsh girls and all sorts of countries on it. They're almost like a work of art. And
They are, aren't they?
A beautiful crepe de chine.
And just the quality, I think that's the other thing, isn't it?
It's lovely.
Stunning.
And I'm sorry, I forgot to bring the scarf ring and the list of instructions. Oh, that's my phone.
I love it! I love it! We're Retropolitan and Diane's phone has gone off. It is awesome. I love it.
How embarrassing.
Don't worry about it, lovely. It's only live tally. Over here, can I have a look at the clothes though? Because I'm going to run out of time.
Oh, yes. Now
this is going to be in my ear and it's all going to go
is
custard.
Ninon Modes, which is the wonderful
Isn't it
wool jersey
stunning?
which is washable, and it's a trouser suit. Because you spent a fortune on something like this, but then you had it for years. Washable wool
awesome colour, though.
Same as mine, Ninon Modes. And this is the House of Raymonde with an E.
Not Raymond.
No.
Raymond.
Look at that and this.
I just love the detail though. Isn't it?
The detail.
Diane is just amazing the way it
So
comes
all
down
these
there.
years it's lasted. And then if Mum was really dressed up, then small person would
No
have
way.
their outfit as well.
Oh my goodness!
Now that's
That is so cool. And it's got its own belt.
I know. That's a little ladybird number.
Tell you what, there's a pretty sport child that got that though.
Well, it would be. Perhaps
would have been.
Grandma bought it.
Oh my goodness, I can't wait to see what you bring in next. But just quietly, Doug will have your guts for garters, lovely. If you put that mobile on again, hey, awesome catching up with you, Diane. It's awesome.
Most
I just love
embarrassed
it.
about that.
And
Thank
I'll
you,
have
my
to
dear.
wrestle Marianne for this coach. Yes, I will. Hey, thank you so much for joining us today. Tomorrow we're meeting a very special lady, Sarah Ford. She's going to the World Transplant Games in Argentina, and we need to help her fundraise to get there. Have an awesome day. We'll leave you with She Hard. Remember the CD to give away. Have a fantastic day. We'll do it all again tomorrow.